Launching a fashion brand is probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest business that exists on earth today. We are dealing with a fragmented supply chain. We are dealing with so many stakeholders in order for a brand to become successful. My name is Miriam and I'm the founder and the CEO of Mimi Studios, and I'm here to start an educational series where we will be discussing some of the main challenges that business owners in the fashion industry face regularly and how we should be thinking about them. Today's episode will be mainly dedicated to some common pitfalls I see emerging brand owners put themselves into and how we should think about them. If I were a brand designer today, one of the main questions that I will ask myself every single day is that how do I grow my business from zero to a multi-million sales company? There are so many people who did it out there. Why can't I do it, right? And so I want to know what the secret sauce is. So how do we start? From where are we gonna start? Usually the designer has some sort of idea, some sort of brand identity that he wants to put or she wants to put in place through a collection, through some, accessories or ready-to-wear or whatever that product is. So you are basically building your brand's DNA. How do you want to make sure that this brand's DNA is actually going to work? That's where the pitfall number one comes in. Let's address the elephant in the room. Creating a brand without having regular check-ups with customers and potential customers is not going to drive you anywhere. So you absolutely need to include the customer and the consumer into your prototyping process and the development of the product. Because if you do not do this, you will not be able to build a community. Asking for feedback is extremely important. You have to leverage, first of all, the people that are closest to you. And by that, I mean family, friends, other designers, people in the industry, people outside of the industry, some people you know that love shopping. Go and ask them a few questions. You get their feedback, what they think of this garment, what they think of this accessory, what they see themselves wearing it, how and where, and gather as much data as possible. Really understand that criticism should be your very best friend when you kick off a brand. So get out there, invite criticism, and let it be your friend. And then there is this one pitfall I actually see sometimes with designers is that they don't know their market or their competition. You should have some competition. If you don't have competition, then there's something wrong. You should think about competition, and the competition does not necessarily mean the same type of collection or the same type of DNA kind of or style. It could be in a completely different sector, but the business model is kind of the same. So you have to really dig deep and deep and deep into the market, understand how the market works, what are the market trends, who is your actual competition. Make sure to identify 2 or 3 market leaders, or not necessarily market leaders, successful emerging brands that have managed to grow their businesses in a sustainable way and that you could see yourself be like them within a few years. And you have to understand what they actually did in order for them to be successful. Even if you think that their products could be terrible, you have to be very obsessed with the competition, not them directly, but the whole market. What is the market actually going to endorse today? And you see a lot of trends hopping in and trends hopping off. So really be very, very aware of the market, what's going on, what are the latest trends, and so on. So you have to be very active. And one of the things I would absolutely recommend brand designers to do is to basically follow people who are on LinkedIn that actually post so much about the market, big companies in this industry. And so by following them, you will always get yourself immersed continuously in this type of information. So do not hesitate to put yourself out there, looking for competitors, understanding their business models, what they didn't do well, and try to improve. And Probably one of the things that I really notice also with brands is that they are impatient sometimes. There is this feeling that now we're living in an era where we're looking for instant gratification. Launching a business has never been that easy, guys. You cannot expect to make your business very successful overnight. It happened for sure. You've got some examples there, and I'm not going to tell you, yeah, it's not possible. It could be possible, but it's not the norm. It's absolutely not the norm. Understand that actual sustainable businesses take time for them to be successful. You will start as a small brand. You'll have to nail down your brand identity, the DNA, the core of the DNA, the foundation of your DNA. What is it that actually people will remember you for, and build a community. That's what you need to focus on. Success takes time and patience. So, we've spoken about this already, but if I have to summarize few points for you guys, the first thing that you need to do is focus on building your community and your brand's narrative. It's really important for me to understand what is it that you are trying to tell me. What is the story that behind this whole brand, I think that one of the brands that was extremely successful in doing so is Jacquemus. I would think about a small emerging brand that is growing so fast, which is a French-Canadian brand called Three Dot Paradise, basically, but in French. I would also think about Kate. These are some brands that have been extremely smart in the way they actually built first their community. So you're not selling a pair of shoes or a pair of jeans. You're actually selling a story, and you need to make sure that your community gets it the moment they step into your social media, or the moment they watch a video, or the moment they open your website. It needs to be all over the place and very consistent across all the touch points that are online or offline. Second, strategize. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you are unable to build your business strategy on your own, you need help. So you need to seek someone who will be some sort of business partner or a consultant or someone who could help you with actually building a business strategy. Building a business strategy will help you set goals, objectives in the short, medium, and long term. You have to make sure that you have these somewhere written. And these goals need to be quantified. So this is not just about beautiful sketches. This is actually a business that you need to run. You need to think of it as a business. Forget about the fact that you are a brand designer for a moment. Just remember something. You are a business owner. So you have to make sure that you have the right posture to run your business. And then one last thing that I really want to focus on is finance. Finance is not accounting, just for your information, okay? A cash flow is not accounting. It's not what that accounting report's actually going to pull for you. You need to be able to internally, monitor, follow the KPIs and the key metrics that actually will make your cash, fluctuate. The reason I'm talking about this is because there are so many brands out there who do not need financing and who manage to actually self-finance themselves by just managing working capital. Take the example of Gymshark, for example. They initially, when they started the business, they did not need equity investors or banks to finance their growth. They actually have grown through strong management of their inventory, suppliers, and customer receivables. And that is actually trackable through a strong cash flow projection that you should be putting in place. If you like this format, I'd like you guys to let me know if you would like me to discuss a particular topic. But today we covered few pitfalls that I have noticed with some brand designers, and also some of the key pillars in order to make sure that your business is actually successful.